out of 20.
Is he trying to stop? Is he trying to?
Revenge onto Fnatic Onic,
Mobile Legends.
but a super family holding on to their momentum and wanting to solidify their top 1 seed. Welcome to the English Desk. My name is Inga, and together with me is Naisu. Naisu, what do you think about the crazy draft?
You know, I have to agree with the panel here. 1 out of 20 times you're going to see this, even in my brain. And he's running a Revitalize too. Kirk not only took the Alpha in the XP lane, but he's also like, yeah, I'm going to take Revitalize.
Wait, what's the emblem?
He's got Brave Smite, he's got Tenacity, he's got Vitality. So this is like a...
Okay.
This is a tanky Alpha.
I think he wants to go head-to-head with the sustainability of the Phoveus. Plus, in terms of the damage, he's not going to lack because, again, the passive of a Kirk Alpha has true damage, Beta, so it's okay. But again, I talked to Keller a while ago during the break. We saw each other at the comfort room. His Ruby only lost once.
Yeah.
It was a game 2 lost up against Echo. Team Liquid Philippines.
And, you know, that's why he's going to be confident enough in picking it up.
Yeah.
And this time around, you know, King Kong only the one picking up the Warcry emblem. This time we've seen Fnatic take 3 Warcries the past 2 games. And this is, I was going to say a little more standard, but it's like the picks are still unique.
Yeah.
And we're looking at one of the major ones right now and how this is going to play a part because, oh, there's the charge up. Brusco not going to go and follow up with his landing here. But I would say most people that have been watching competitive MLBB would just by default think Alpha, yeah, would go into the jungle. But this could end up being a great switch. And now on the other side, it's the same thing, man. We have seen Phoveus rise in the ranks. He's also running the Vengeance,
yeah.
Brave Smite as well. So that might be a problem that Fnatic has to overcome because anytime the Phoveus is there,
yeah.
That's what he does. He just gets in the face, he's dunking on people, and he seems like he doesn't die.
Yeah, we've seen it yesterday actually with Ryota. Beautiful performance with the Phoveus, but right now Falcons AP Bren.
Oh! Brusco jumps in with a flicker too, gonna land the rage, and they get all frozen under the turtle. King Kong will grab it. The fight's still gonna break out. Kirk's still up here. They toss him up. Flapteezy goes back in with the Infernal Pursuit. Super Prince will pick up a kill. And now possibly, it's only Flap that goes down. It's a trade, the 1-for-1, but the objective goes to Fnatic.
An XP for an XP. Fnatic has the advantage with the turtle, but the scary part here is for Fnatic Onic. When it reaches the mid to the late game and Brusco starts to initiate, if Few manages to catch the Frigid Glacier, manages to catch 2 or 3, they could easily burst down Fnatic's lineup, especially when Super Marco's activated. So for Fnatic Onic right now, they really have to utilize their early game power spike, especially Kelra has the Ruby. Because for me, if it reaches the mid to the late game, it's really going to be hard against Super Marco with the Moskov. Plus the Frigid Glacier is such a momentum killer for me right now.
Yeah, it literally, you know, stops them in their tracks.
Yeah.
Something that Fnatic Onic has to play around. They have to be able to go into that. And I think, again, looking at the lineup, they have it. They have all that available. And this is, once again, you know, Kirk probably opting for this tankier Alpha. The setup here, we'll see if, okay, he just Spears of Alphas out on the defense. Does FCAP still actually want to follow up? Unstoppable Force, they're going to toss him up into the air. I don't think you can heal up of that as Kirk falls. 3 members of FCAP will pick up the kill. And on the cross side of the map, they're going to go for Super Marco. Tries to go in with Spear Destruction, gets thrown in the wall with a rage.
Wow.
He'll go off and survive it all. Super Marco, he's bulletproof for a reason.
If you need a reminder why Marco is bulletproof, that's the perfect example. 1 Lycan Pounce could actually kill him, but the pushback coming in from that second skill was all he needed to ensure safety. Plus Few, of course. Few was there.
Yeah, Few was there, but good play. I mean, the pressure was there from Fnatic Onic, and they get an objective out of it.
Yeah.
Now the trade could possibly be the turtle here. FCAP starts it up. Brusco charging on up, going to be able to not find Few. Doesn't land the connection he's looking for. Turtle for the taking, and it's going to be secured by Kyle TZ. So again, trading of objectives around the map.
Yeah, that's a perfect reason or example why Phoveus has been picked up a lot of times. Fnatic Onic actually had the upper hand when it comes to that turtle take. But when Flapteezy started casting the Infernal Pursuit, it was basically game over because Fnatic Onic has to walk away. The presence of Few makes it harder also because the Frigid Glacier is still there. So they really need to solve the Flapteezy problem first before they try and solve the Super Marco problem. Because so far, Kelra's been dominating Super Marco, but when it comes to 3v3 clashes, if FlapTZ's there, it looks like Fnatic Onic gets out of place almost all the time.
And that's what I'm wondering, like, if you're Fnatic Onic, you're trying to, solve this FlapTZ issue. It's mainly just playing around that window where once a Vengeance is popped and he doesn't have it anymore, and then, dealing with some of the sustainability that it gets, which obviously is going to be solved also with their item path builds that they end up taking. Conceal going to be used, but okay, Oakwood jumps in with a flicker. Won't be able to find that toss-up that he was looking for, so great response also from Fnatic Onic.
Fast hands from King Kong, I think it's just pure instincts, knowing that Oakwood has the jaw. It needs to be extra careful, because there's no other targets so far that he wants more than King Kong. And now, the game always starting relatively slow, 2-1 kill scoreboard, as both of these teams try to get control over the mid lane.
You mentioned it earlier, when you got a chance to talk to Kelra, and I feel like he is one of those players that he plays the Ruby in the gold lane a little bit differently. Yeah. Like, he's more effective than I would say statistically that, you see gold laners pick up the Ruby. I think when you look at the lineup too, the fact that Kelra's pretty tanky himself, he's going to be able to sustain up. He's pushing right now, obviously down on the bottom side, and he's all about sustain. But then you throw in a Kufra in there and then the tanky Alpha. I think that's the problem eventually that FCAP has to handle, and that's why they have to slow some things down with the Frigid Glacier that they have and the rest of the setups here.
Kelra's been working. I mean, 2 turrets already taken down by the gold standard up against Super Marco, but Brusco
going to go in, gets the rage off too, and they get knocked up. Spear Destruction going to be able to find them as well. King Kong will jump back in, but there's just too much damage coming out from FCAP right now as 3 members already down, and Super Marco continues the chase as he finds King Kong. He's looking for Super Prince.
Purify.
Takes quite a bit of damage himself. He doesn't care. He goes in and picks up the Maniac. It's a wipeout. FCAP. Huge shift.
Super Mac Maniac to top things off once again. Wow. I think this is a revenge tour for Marco, because FlapTZ got his supposedly Maniac during game number 1, and this time making sure, as we look at the Infinix instant replay, I have to commend Few, Captain. Look at that Frigid Glacier connecting onto 4 apart from King Kong, and Super Marco just doing Super Marco things, chasing after the Roger, chasing after the Zask. Brusco jumps in.
Brusco there, the rest of the team, they might disengage. King Kong pops the Retribution. He's looking for Super Marco. He's had enough of him and he can't get him again. Frigid Glacier going to stop Kelra. Kelra goes in with the I'm Offended and flickers defensively, and they re-engage on top of the fight. And they're still going, but they're sustaining through everything. And FCAP finally still finding one. King Kong tries to back off. Super Prince left there versus 2 as he gets taken out.
A 2-for-1 trade for Fnatic Onic. But the main story is, the main factor is, how can we stop Super Marco? Because that was another beautiful catch from Brusco. And Few always just ready to expend those kills and make sure to save his gold laner. I mean, 4-0-1. We've been talking about Kelra's dominance with the Ruby.
Yeah.
Every single time he has the Ruby, he's dominating early game. But in this case, even a late game hero, Marco's making it work 8 minutes in.
Oh, dude, I'm just still amazed. Super Marco, he's not dying. Fnatic Onic Philippines wants to get to him. They're doing everything they need to. But it's just the positioning and the amount of support and peel that Super Marco gets is what makes him so bulletproof. It's not just, his amazing skills, but the fact that the team plays around him. And you see this with Fnatic Onic as well. And right now it's just FCAP inching further and further away, and now for the Lord to be the taking. Kirk's going to jump in and they go and get it. Kyle Teasy secures the Lord.
Brusco.
Fight's going to break out. Brusco in the front of it all. They'll find Few to take him down, but Super Prince still waiting for the entry point here. Ogwin goes down. Few's out of the picture. A double for King Kong, and now they look for more. Super Marco and Kyle Teasy have to disengage, but it looks like King Kong wants still to put the pressure here on the jungle side. Super Marco will keep them at bay, but they want to push it down mid. The Lord making its way down the bottom for FCAP.
This is a good trade for Fnatic Onic. 3 for the price of 1 plus the Lord. I mean, Brusco again, a beautiful setup onto Few. Plus, this is where the Alpha XP lane kicks in. The sustain. He was able, but look at Kyle!
Oh, again, Spirit Destruction, you landed. Here comes Super Marco again! Turning things around when Fnatic Onic thinks they have it in the bag. But they'll get zoned out again, and Lord still up as Super Marco and Few walk with the Lord.
Prior to that clash, I thought Falcons AP Bren were they able to utilize this Lord. But with the play from Kyle, with the play from Marco, I think they're going to demolish all the outer turrets here of Fnatic Onic. And if you're Fnatic Onic, what do you do? Because technically, you're doing things right. You have the setups. Kelra has a beautiful I'm Offended place, plus the Don't Run Wolf King. But how do you catch Marco?
That's the question Fnatic Onic Philippines has asked themselves, and then now at this point he picks up the Wind of Nature as well. So even if you catch him, he's got a little window now defensively. But man, Fnatic Onic Philippines down to nearly 5,000 gold at this point in the game. They've got to come up with something before this next objective take, because even the last one, they had no space to work with, even with Brusco going into that fight to set things up.
We've seen it during the 3-1 trade of Fnatic Onic, wherein Falcons AP Bren got the Lord. If the Frigid Glacier doesn't connect, there's a huge chance that Fnatic Onic wins the clash. So they have to keep an eye on the kits of Few. That's the main objective. I mean, it's useless to try and lock down, but wait. It's useless to try and lock down Marco, because that's Marco. Hard to catch him off guard, hard to basically catch him.
So who do you go for?
I think it's either Few, but he has the passive, or just watch out for the Frigid Glacier, because that's the main point of attack of the Falcons AP Bren. The Frigid Glacier of Few.
That's what they have to do. There's so many boxes you have to check here for Fnatic Onic Philippines to have that favorable advantage that they're looking for. And that's why FCAP, not only playing around the economic advantage they have, but just the lineup too.
Conceal from Owen.
Conceal going to go in. They're going to go for Kelra. He has to flicker out too. They get that. Brusco engages the fight, and they're going to fight it out once again. Super Marco still in the backside, just unleashing. Ogwin will get taken out though. Now Fnatic Onic Philippines full force. Tanky enough on the front side, they'll just secure the buffs.
That's what I'm saying. Did you see Few cast the Frigid Glacier? He did, but it didn't connect to anyone. So that's the Fnatic Onyx opening. Always try to avoid that Frigid Glacier, and if you do, that's one checklist done. You can counterattack, you can counter-engage, and heads up play from Kelra for wasting the initiation of Ogwin there. Have the upper advantage here in comes of the Lord. But still, Kyle TZ is here. It's going to be a retribution battle between the two junglers.
Few waiting for the ultimate to be back up. Fnatic Onic just going to go for it, and they fight it out. King Kong will be able to get the Lord, and now fighting it out. Flap's going to be the one to fall. Brusco gets the rage off before he gets taken out by Super Marco. Winter Crown going to be used, and Kyle TZ jumps in.
Marco!
He's finally taken out. It's Super Marco again. He's Super Moskov at this point. As they turn it around, it's a 2-for-3 trade, but the Lord was for Fnatic Onic Philippines.
Well, okay, that time, they were able to catch Marco. They were able to evade the Frigid Glacier, but still, Falcons AP Bren came out on top. Although Fnatic Onic, they got the Lord. At this point, what do you do? That's a 703 KDA. Brusco, last effort with the Tyrant's Rage, connecting onto 2, even onto Super Marco. But despite all that, Marco remains unkilled. Marco remains bulletproof.
That's what I'm saying. At this point, and look at this, Super Mac. He's the third player to get a Maniac this season. Mac 4, the first two players, Aurora, Demon Kite, and FNOP Kelra. Man, and it's all going back to it. If you're Fnatic Onic Philippines, I almost feel like at this point, yeah, you are right here. You have to just focus on what you can get, because it seems like you're not going to immediately get to Super Marco.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk here. Kirk, Brusco, Kelra needs to force out the Purify from Super Marco before really diving down during those clashes. I mean, one of the problems that Fnatic Onic has was the Frigid Glacier. They're able to evade it now. A lot of times, it's not connecting anymore. Now the main problem is, how do we contain Marco? Brusco, Tyrant's Rage combination connected. Even Ogwin was able to catch him off. I mean, even Kelra was able to catch Marco off guard. But what else? Because if you can't contain Super Marco, it's basically game over for you.
I don't know. At this point, I'm sitting here scratching my head too, and part of the reason why Super Marco is so protected, like I was saying minutes ago, it's the peel factor that FCAP has. You know, even if he's in trouble, let's say, think how many defensives technically he has. At the top, you're already putting his individual skill. Then you have the Purify, and then third, you've got Wind of Nature. Fourth, you've got a Frigid Glacier.
Yeah, you also have you also have Ogwen, you also have Flap.
Yeah, there's a
Count
whole
all
bunch
the
of other
TZs.
boxes. So it's
Everyone.
like, if you're Fnatic Onic, man, like, you know that's what's ahead of you. So, I don't know. I think at this point, once we get towards these later Lords, it's almost like who does Brusco end up getting the set on? Who does Calra end up pulling? And then hoping that Super Prince and King Kong are able to find those windows of engagement without getting, like, stunned, frozen themselves.
But to King Kong's credit, he's able to do that. I mean, 615 KDA, always entering with the Lycan Pounce, still unbothered even if Ogwen's there ready to cast the Ejector. And now, 3 seconds in, the second Lord up for grabs as we approach the 16-minute mark. Falcons AP Bren has a strong lead, a 4.2k gold lead. Oh, Fnatic Onic really needs to watch out for Super Mac, to watch out for the Frigid Glacier, to watch out for Ogwen.
It's going to go in for the reset. And this is where things get very dicey for both the teams here. Because it comes down also to the both roamers, you know, both roamers on the conceals and how they want to use it, how the set is going to come from Brusco, especially that he's playing the Kufra here. And as long as they're able to get that set they're looking for, then it's that game we're talking about where it's like the chess game. You know, you got to wait, maybe bait out a couple spells, bounce spells or ultimates, and then re-engage if you have to. But FCAP, I would say, even their counter-engage is a little bit better with this lineup.
Especially again because of the Frigid Glacier. So right now at this point, if you're Fnatic Onic, do you force a clash? What do you do? Because eventually Falcons AP Bren, they're going to split push. I mean, that's a Moskov that could enter in anytime because of the Spear of Destruction. So you're the one pressured right now. Fnatic Onic, what do you do? Because eventually you'll have to send someone onto the top lane to deal with the minions.
That's what they're going to do. I don't know. They might actually push this Lord in here. They're going to give the signal, too. They're going to fight it out. Ogwen also jumping in. Kyle will get the Lord. There's the Spear of Destruction we were talking about. He doesn't follow it up because the objective was already secured.
Oh, he's going to push.
He's going to push that top side. It was only Flap that went down. And it looks like they get the call. You know what? Let's go ahead, get healed up, and then push in with this objective.
Well, that's a favorable trade for Falcons AP Bren. Second Lord in exchange for Flap TZ. And now Marco, good discipline for Marco to not cast that Spear of Destruction because basically he doesn't need to. He just has to wait for the Lord because if Marco's absent for this Lord push, this might get extended to the late game. And right now, Falcons AP Bren, they can actually end this here right now. If Ogwen gets a pick off, if Few gets a good Frigid Glacier, Fnatic Onic really, their backs are against the wall. Their win streak at stake here. They need a good setup from Brusco, from Kelra, from anyone just to stop the momentum of Falcons AP Bren right now.
Right now, they're just going to clear the Lord. They focus on that. That's down. They hold on to that middle turret sliver of health, but will get pushed in here. So Fnatic Onic still backs against the wall, trying to defend the best they can. First turret to the base, going down mid-side. FCAP puts their eyes set on the top. Ogwen pops the conceal, doesn't find anything. Brusco will be able to jump in though, gets ejected to the backside as Flap's gonna go down and Fnatic Onic will want to fight it out. There's the passive coming out from Few and Fnatic turns it around, finding 2 kills, make it 3. And now the momentum in their favor.
Oh, Fnatic Onic going all mid here. They can actually get an inhibitor turret or might even end the game. What's the call for Falcons AP Bren? Super Marco has a Spear of Destruction. He can recall, he can enter anytime. Ogwen's left to fend for himself as they try to burst down the turret.
There's the Spear. They're going to keep Marco there, though. It's only Ogwen. They're trying to buy some time. Flaps up in 10, trying to clear that minion out. Still there. And Fnatic Onic, they took care of him. Marco doesn't go back, and they'll maintain the streak. Fnatic Onic Philippines does it in the reverse sweep.
The main foundation of this super family is trust. And it took a lot of trust, a lot of faith in each and every one of them to upset the Titans of MLBB and extend their streak to 7 undefeated series.
Whew.